vibrate like I'm in the driveway. I know you feel a vibration. You know I'm vibing when I'm waking up the babies and I'm pissing off the old. They say I'm so disrespectful, I should turn down my music, but I'm loud and no max. Only way I can do it, so my trunk vibrates, setting off some alarm. I just vibe in the moment. I'm not causing no harm. My neighbors told me they hate, but no, I don't give a damn. They all look at me crazy when I'm just waving my hand. Yes, I'm disturbing the peace, interrupting their sleep. Was even told they fill me up the block, I'm shaking. I know you feel it vibrate like I'm in the driveway. I know you feel a vibration. You know I'm vibing when I'm waking up the babies and I'm pissing off the old folks. Vibrate like I'm in the driveway. I know you feel a vibration. You know I'm vibing when I'm waking up the babies and I'm pissing off the old. Soon as I step in the building, I bright up the day. Kings always leave for others, I just do it my way. Know my position, I play it like a G in the C. So I'm vibing, trying to provide my folks with all that they need. They ignore when I'm knocking, pictures off where they walk. Like that's Carvo in the other room, don't sweat with it, talk. Cooking music that's not, might be the cream of the crop. All I know is this vibration about to shake. I know you feel it vibrate like I'm in the driveway. I know you feel a vibration. You know I'm vibing when I'm waking up the babies and I'm pissing off the old folks. Vibrate like I'm in the driveway. I know you feel a vibration. You know I'm vibing when I'm waking up the babies and I'm pissing off the old folks. My chain goes, nigga, this week, hey, knocking at the Lord door. Hey, nigga, I just came in the streets of way. Hey, fuck up, limit, way, in the streets of way. Ain't no law, nigga, this week, hey, in the streets of way. Back up, walk, nigga, walk, hey, in the streets of way. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. Dark nigga with a light fade. No creative player, but I'm player made. Blacked out, smoking Mary J. I'm in black shades. I'm Johnny Cage. Clean in my left, hoes to my right. These flows got me center stage. This is my book of life, and you ain't even read the first page. No regard for life, mixing lean and bites. Goddamn it, I'm breaking. Vamping in the jam, blowing hella hash, telling bitches get naked. Payback, nigga, I'm purple herbs. No worries, no worries. My smallest chain is on snow blurry. My big chain is like iceberg. That mean that we Titanic. My pinky ring is on gigantic. See these wide sails that I'm standing in. These hating niggas just can't stand it. This for all the nights that I never panic. Nina in my hand, why this bitch keep jamming? And if I keep slipping, the nigga gon' jam me. I can't watch my daddy cry in front of my mammy. Don't sleep until I get a Grammy. Yeah, the good Lord bring back my granny. Damn, one of them things just ain't gon' happen. Wolf to the pack, I keep on snapping. Welcome to the jungle, bitch, what's cracking? I might be Russell, depending who asks me. Is you the fans, a nigga Jackson, what's up? Bitch, below, this wheel stolen, I'm taking chances. All the girls that I used to love table dancing. My chain gold and my bitch broke, still won't get better. Knocking at the Lord door, but Satan always dancing. Hey, nigga, I just came in the streets of way. Hey, fuck up, limit, way, in the streets of way. Ain't no
ain't supposed to be here. Same gang, I believe we are. Fellow rappers don't quit your day job. I'm making more hits than A-Rod. Saying my flow would never go. Promoters never paid, I never show. Took it to the streets, let them feel the heat. Now I got that forever, though. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. You ain't making no noise. Fuck nigga, you ain't making no noise. Pistol loaded, this wheel stolen, I'm taking chances. All the girls that I used to love table dancing. My chain gold and my Benz rolling, still want that phantom. Knocking at the Lord's door, but Satan always dancing. Hey, nigga, hey, in the streets of hey, 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 fuck up, yeah, hey, in the streets of hey, ain't no law, nigga, nah, hey, in the streets of hey, ain't no law, nigga, nah, hey, in the streets of hey. Pistol loaded, this wheel stolen, I'm taking chances.
Slowly pacing down the street with my face down. I'm feeling like I fell face down. Better late than never, but it's already too late now. The race is over, so there's nothing to erase now. And even though I keep my pace now, I feel like I'm being chased down to a different place now. When there's no escape now, don't know if I get my weight now. A spaced out, but I know I will never get faced out.
I'ma get my grind up, I'ma get it in. I done made my mind up, let this shit begin. If you with me now, we down to the end. Homie, ain't nothing changed, we going for the win. Cause this ain't just pretend, no. This ain't just pretend, no. Oh, this ain't just pretend, no. This ain't just pretend, no. Hold up.
Man, to be dedicated and to be underrated. While these overrated rappers are gonna be over-exaggerated about his any payment that they think will make him famous. But nah, what makes you make it is effort and concentration. That's why I give it my all no matter what that circumstances or the challenge that I'm handed. Even when I'm reprimanded, they can be distracted cause I'll end up stranded, which will be tragic. Single-handed, I'm commanding my passage to live in lavish. Show love. I'm eyeing to ascend, I'm trying to contend, and I'm dying for the win. So if you went with me now, when I got struggles and pain, then don't expect to be in attendance when I'ma make it to fame. You better remember the name.
I'ma get my grind up, I'ma get it in. I done made my mind up, let this shit begin. If you with me now, we down to the end. Homie, ain't nothing changed, we going for the win. Cause this ain't just pretend, no. This ain't just pretend, no. Oh, this ain't just pretend, no.
Exaggerators, duplicators, imitators, and traders, and all the haters get the best of me. Fakers get the rest of me. Posting in the friends just end up being enemies. That's why the entity will never be inside my memory. So the make-believe cannot mess with me. Say pretend this is reality. There ain't no run-throughs that take two, so the fake fools won't last a beat. So you can have it all or have a seat. You can face your biggest fears and you can face defeat. See, life is what you make of it. You ache a bit, you take a sip. You aim to hit them if they wanna quit, but it's too late for it. Nah, I favor greatness. Everything is a stake to make it. So I'ma take the facts and face them and forget the fakeness.
I'ma get my grind up, I'ma get it in. I done made my mind up, let this shit begin. If you with me now, we down to the end. Homie, ain't nothing changed, we going for the win. Cause this ain't just pretend, no. This ain't just pretend, no. Oh, this ain't just pretend, no. This ain't just pretend, no. Oh,
cause this ain't just pretend,
no.
This ain't just pretend,
no. Oh, this ain't just pretend, no.
This ain't just pretend, yo.
Hold up.
Focus now or get spaced out. Be strong or you break down. Be real or get faked out. Yeah, cause this ain't just pretend.
And that was X-Phase with Pretend. It's your girl Rocksteady B playing all the best indie hits for you. Before that, we had D. Russell, America's Streets of Rage. And to start off the set, we had KALFO with Vibrate Master. If you have any questions or requests, call in at 929-477-2458. Now up, we have a great group. Okay, members S.O. Trey and Subs released their first album in 1998 on Rocket Ship Records. Their lyrics earned them a slot on Sway's Wake Up show, where they premiered the lead track from their debut single, What the Fuck You Rhyming For? I'd like to introduce you guys to substance abuse. Well, one half of substance abuse, S.O. Trey. What's up?
What up? Yo, this is S.O. Trey of Substance Abuse. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm with my homeboy Neb Supreme. What up, yo? He's the Famuloso as well, and we were hoping that Subs was gonna call in. Maybe he will still at some point. So.
Yes, Subs, call in. If you hear it, if you're listening, wherever you're at.
Call in.
Right. It's okay. So y'all holding it down. Okay, so S.O., where did you guys come up with that name? Because if you hear it, you're like, okay, do you have a problem or?
Yeah, no, that's a common question we get. Essentially, what it was the first tape we were supposed to drop. We were going to call it Substance. We didn't actually have a name for the group. And then kind of like a wink, wink, nod, nod. We were like, oh, we should call the group Substance Abuse. And we kind of like knew that it wasn't literally substance abuse that we were touting. It was more about, lyrics that had substance. Abuse is a word that correlates with excess. So we're saying we're excessively concerned with putting substance in the music. And I think when people hear our music, they understand that we're conscious hip-hop, but the name can be a little, misleading, you know what I mean, for lack of a better word.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, we just let our music speak for itself, and I think when people hear the actual music, they know that we're not about, like, the party, touting the party stuff all the time,
Right. Okay. And so you guys are born and raised in L.A. What was life like? Because on TV you see, the gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, and things like that. So what was life like in L.A. for substance abuse?
For us, we grew up on the west side of L.A. We were in the LAUSD school system, so we went to school with Bloods and Crips, you know what I mean? But the side of town that we were on, it was more about the graffiti and hip-hop culture, and that's an aspect of L.A. life that's not really seen too much. It wasn't depicted really at all in the media in the 90s. When the gangbanging was at its apex, it's like people never really talked about the graph culture in L.A., which was huge. It was big, as big as the gang culture. So, we grew up in that milieu, and graffiti culture, hip-hop culture is all intertwined. So, that was kind of the people that we were around. But within those graffiti crews, you had gang cats that were Bloods and Crips or from the Mexican gangs or whatever. So there was a lot of, like, cross-pollination, like different sides of town. Different types of people were all kind of under the same umbrella when it came to hip-hop and graffiti and that whole, subculture in L.A., which unfortunately was not really documented in mainstream media.
Right, of course. So how are you able to stay out of the gangs?
I was just, I was more about the music thing. We were about the music thing always. I would say, our homeboys that were like more on the kind of like urban combat tip, they did their thing and we didn't really question that, nor was there really a pressure from them to be that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I just feel like the common story for like a kid that grew up in the subculture that we were in was like you had cats that you rap with, and then you had homies that were like more about, maybe they were graffiti artists. Then you had homies that were more of like they were graffiti artists, but they were more on the thug tip. You know what I mean? So those are kind of the dudes that, were just kind of like you kicked it with them, but you weren't trying to be like that, nor was there any expectation that you were supposed to be like that. So, you know, you kind of, at the end of the day, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I can say, like, you know, you try to choose your own path and choose your own, you know, where you fit in. And for me and Subs, personally, I just think it was more about, you know, we wanted to be rappers and we wanted to make music.
Right. And they respected that.
Absolutely. They, if anything, our homies that, like, were involved in anything like that, like, they were probably the most supportive people when it came to us being positive and doing positive things, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of real gangsters, if they're in the mix of that stuff, you know, they especially if they're homeboys, they're not going to encourage you to get involved in that kind of thing, you know? And so
Right.
the music's kind of like your escape from that, you know, your way of expressing yourself in another fashion. It's more positive. And growing up in the 90s and being around it, you see it, you watch it go down or whatever, but, you know, at the end of the day, cats like Esso, cats like Subs, and myself, we were influenced by hip-hop and used that more to, like, you know, get that aggression out or get out that kind of those feelings that maybe they had, you know what I mean?
It seems like some of your friends that were our gang members were supportive of you. Can you kind of, because the media does put out, like, gang members, they just shoot up everybody or they make you go into a gang and all that. Can you kind of just shed a little light on that culture?
I would say, like my homies that, you know, like, if you were to call them something, they were, like, the ones that maybe, you know, the law enforcement or the media would characterize them as gangbangers. What we called them were, in, you know, the culture we were growing up in, was they were tag bangers, which was essentially cats that were from graffiti crews, but they were down to blast. You know, they had beefs that were pretty deadly, you know what I mean? So that was the kind of, some of the cats I rolled with were like that. So they were basically graffiti writers that, you know, they put in work, though, like, on the streets, and they were like, you know, they would be considered gangbangers by law enforcement or somebody that's outside of that subculture. But
right.
For me personally, I just think, like, you know, I can't speak on what it's like to be from a gang or to understand the kind of pressure to be from a neighborhood, but I can say that when you grow up with certain people, like, your whole life, or it could literally be your brother or your dad or somebody that's really close to you, and everyone is from the same clique, you know, it kind of perforce makes you a part of that. So what you choose to do as a member of that or be affiliate of that kind of is on you more.
Right.
I think that the media oversimplifies things a lot in terms of, like, you know, gang culture, because, again, it's like when you go back to, like, you know, how a lot of kids get indoctrinated or whatever, it's like their whole family or everyone they grew up with was from a set, you know what I mean, or something like that. It's kind of hard to say that I'm not going to be that way, you know what I mean, because you're surroundings to a certain extent too. So, you know, there's a combination of both. It's your environment, but it's also the choices that you make. And for me personally, again, like, you know, I had homies, like, when I was in my first 2 years of college, I had two of my best friends who were locked up, you know, but neither of them were ever like, you know, you got to be like us, you know what I mean? So, you know, they always supported my music to this day, and they've always been good people to me, and that's kind of, I always show my respect back that way.
Okay. Well, it's good that you keeping it real with us, because this is what we're all about. And what was your upbringing like? Were you raised in a two-parent household? How did that go?
My parents got divorced when I was about 10 or 11, and then I moved in with my mom and my stepdad. But I had siblings from my dad's previous marriage, so I would say in the beginning I grew up in a more conventional household. But by the time I was a teenager, like I grew up in a house with my mom and my stepdad. So
okay, so what was your relationship like with your stepdad?
He was cool. I mean, it's kind of like you don't you kind of butt heads sometimes because it's not your real dad, and you're like kind of like, well, what authority does this person have over me? But at the end of the day,
right.
I have a great relationship with him now, and you just kind of grow up. You know what I mean? We both grew up, so
right.
Family is important, whether it's your biological family or it's your, in-laws or whatever it may be, keeping that kind of like positive kind of connection is important.
Right. So do your parents support your music?
Yeah, I mean, my mom, I don't think she was like super hyped on it in the beginning. She wanted me to, be a lawyer, to go to law school straight out of college. I ended up becoming a lawyer later on. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really down with that when I first got out of college. All I wanted to do was hip-hop, So she eventually accepted it. I think at some point, she kind of realized that we had some talent and there was some potential there to go somewhere.
Right.
So, that was parents, they want the best for you. They have an understandable concern about something that is not purely about money because they want you to be secure when you get older, So when you tell your mom you're going to be a rapper or a hip hop artist or whatever, and you don't have any plan other than just getting getting a 9 to 5, it's like, well, their mind is there's not much upward mobility in that.
Can you tell us your educational background?
Yeah, actually, well, I went to UCSB. I'm in Santa Barbara right now because Nebs lives up here, so I'm just chilling with him right now. But we're recording some stuff.
All right.
I went to UCSB, which is UC Santa Barbara. It was a great experience. The first year I was there, like, it was kind of a culture shock for me because it seemed like a beach town, at least where the part that I was in by the campus. And I was, it was not the kind of crowd that I really was used to being around. About the second year, I had some friends from LA that moved up that started going there, and I realized that there was pockets of people that were super into the hip hop. KCSB, which was the radio station, played hip hop, dope hip hop. They had some dope shows on there. And then we had this friend named Eric Solo, who had a radio. My friend DJ Lion had a radio show called The Lair. And that's the first time that we ever got to play our music. Like, we did a demo, which eventually became the Brand New Crime Tape, and we played those songs on the radio. That was the same year, I met Nebs. Nebs, he also went on that show. A lot of our homies kind of started to kind of infiltrate KCSB, so to speak, and go on a lot of those shows because we had no other outlet than college radio.
I had the Lupac and them cats too. A lot of the Oxnard rappers. I'm from Santa Barbara, but from an LA crew in the substance abuse and the Sixth Sense crew, all of us, work together still. Family. But yeah, that radio station was like what we had here in terms of like the underground culture for hip hop. It wasn't as
shout them out.
Yeah, we shout them out. But so
yeah, like they it's like when you don't have when you have no outlet, this is like pre-internet really. The internet was around, but it was not like it was not the way you promoted your music at that point. So you kind of just go with whatever you have. So when we have found out that we could actually get on the radio, we were like, okay, we're gonna do that, And the thing that was really dope about KCSB, as Nebs was saying, was that it had this reach from like, how far does it go? Like Oxnard?
You know, I want to say it covers like it covers Santa Barbara County and into Ventura County, and that's why, you know, cats from like the Oxnard area we're also coming up to, you know, showcase their music on KCSB, and a lot of that was like the CDP crew, which is, you know, Madlib's whole original like crew, you know, from Oxnard. I don't know, you know, you all I'm sure are familiar with Madlib, but yeah, they all used to go up there on the radio station a lot. So cats like us, you know, having the chance to get up there when you're 17, 18 years old, like that was a pretty big deal. And we definitely used any outlet we could get, just like now, you know, just to talk to people about our music. So. Yeah,
because you never know what or where who might be listening. So.
I just think about myself, like, you know, you're listening to radio stations that play stuff that's different you wouldn't normally hear. That's exciting, you know. And then you hear they play a song that new artists, and you pick up on that, and then it just branches out from there, and you discover a lot of talent that way. So, you know, it's a good thing. Nice resource to have.
Yeah. And that's what we try to do here at Beta Beat Radio, play the best of the indie artist hits, you know, people that would not be played on mainstream radio per se. You know, we want them to be played and to maybe one day be on mainstream radio, but we want you guys to hear it first on Beta Radio. So yes, like substance abuse, yes, when y'all get on mainstream radio and you know all that stuff, remember us. Okay? Just remember.
Yeah, word up.
Okay, so we're going to get into a little more music. You guys are going to stick around with us, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. We'll be here.
Yeah, stick around with us. I'm just going to play a little more music, and we're going to get back into the nitty-gritty of our interview, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. Yes, it's Beta Beat Radio. If you have any questions for substance abuse, call 929-477-2458. You can also chat online, Blog Talk Radio /Beta Beat Radio. Keep it locked. Up next, we have Choices No More.
Sorry, it can't be no more. It's over S&D for sure. Sorry, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more, no more. It's over S&D for sure. Sorry, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more. She a bad bitch, shawty far from average. Slim thick with the head take you grab it. She want a nigga gon' show it to the lavish, but she ain't worth shit if anyone can have it. She like an open door, who claims she can't let no more, cause she been hurt before. With shawty when the love is pure, it will heal all damage to the heart, that's the only cure. So enough with the he say, she say, I'm tired of the same games that she play. I'm on to the money, getting it each way. Only thing worth giving to you all these days. No more with relationships, they evanesce. Scattered minds lead to brokenness, and then time will fix what you left me with. A life lesson dealing with no more stress. Watching niggas get money up, no you can't count that. I'ma leave you in that pain exactly where your heart at. Down for a second, watch how quick I bounce back. Sorry, it can't be no more. It's over S&D for sure. Sorry, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more, no more. It's over S&D for sure. Shawty, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more. I'm the type to stick around you like you always said you will. Whoa, you the type to say you love me, switch up and claim me still. Never understand me, always knew what we couldn't, not what we can be. I said and listen why you couldn't stand me. Thought you found a new one, still you can't compare me. It still ain't shit, I don't care about who you with. I got a click for real niggas, getting to the money that's stacking up too legit. With the shit, I mix my drink
bank with the best mode. You say you need me, you can save it for the rest though. Let's hope you pick up the pieces I left for a reason, so you really need to let go. Let's go.
That I really doubt that. Watch a nigga get his money up, no you can't count that. I'ma leave you in that pain exactly where your heart at. Now for a second, watch how quick I bounce back. Sorry, it can't be no more. It's over, yes indeed, for sure. Sorry, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more, no more. It's over, yes indeed, for sure. Sorry, we can't see no more. Oh no, it can't be no more. No more. No, I don't see it often, and I probably should have told you I heard this back. I know, and I probably shouldn't want this so bad. It's weighing on me. Don't wanna wake up in the morning. Cannot undo what we did in this bed, and I can't get you out, so I gotta go. No, I'm not ready for you. Want me all alone, but I'm undecided, excited, ignited, and I don't wanna feel the way I do, but I like it. Look at all these sparks flying, but I'm still indecisive, and she want me to wipe it, but I know I shouldn't be doing this, but here we go again. Girl, you know that pussy is my weakness. Girl, you got me addicted when you're switching positions. You tell me shut up, and you know I listen. I hit it, wishing that I did it. I can't keep sitting and pretending. Oh, no. I'm taking off your clothes. We getting sexual. It is so good, think I propose. I don't know, but I'm undecided, excited, ignited, and I don't wanna feel the way I do, but I like it. Look at all these sparks flying, but I'm still indecisive, and she want me to wipe it, but I'm undecided. Oh no, I'm undecided. 'Cause I'm undecided. No, baby, I'm afraid of your love. Oh, you got me, baby. 'Cause I can't get enough. I'm undecided, excited, ignited, and I don't wanna feel the way I do, but I like it. Look at all these sparks flying, but I'm still indecisive, and she want me to wipe it, but I'm undecided. But I'm undecided.
I might not ever get that Range Rover. I might not ever be sober. But when I find a way for me to come up, the game's over. The game's over. The game's over. All we really want is to be equal. This is my story of good versus evil. Got the pieces to the puzzle, give me reasons to trust you. I've been scheming on this hustle since a young little muscle. Dreaming for the goal, living through the battles and scuffles. Do-it-yourself syndrome, I came accustomed to being a stone, going to sleep, still stuck in my zone. I'm getting my own, the story is told so many times that the story is old. So many lies, it bore me for sure. I see their eyes and I know what they want. So I reply simply what it is that you want, hard target. swarm like bees in a hard market. Unlikely, it's likely you gon' like me or fight me. A Pisces and moving at light speed. Despite the things that I can't explain, watch me get by on my pain. It been dark round here, but all that changed. I said it been dark round here, but all that changed. I might not ever get that Range Rover. I might not ever be sober. But when I find a way for me to come up, the game's over. The game's over. The game's over. All we really want is to be equal. This is my story of good versus evil. I move with a sharp pen through cement and carpet. Ice in my veins, you would think I was heartless. Shell of a man, that's the part of being an artist. Live in the moment, if you don't feel it, then you can't show it. Instead I lost my way, had to double back. I understand my haters give me the best advice. That's why I listen close, understand who's there when there's no more smoke. Stretch the lesson, the teacher, embrace the blessing. I might not be the one that you want, but I'm the one that was chose. On the ground like a sim on the road. Still around, looking slim on the toe. What I found was $1 million flow. Now I can change the current. There's demons and angels, but don't play with them spirits. And Jesus can't save you when you're feeling like Abel, killing you, bro. We all trying to live, risking it all. I said we all trying to live, just risking it all. I might not ever get that Range Rover. I might not ever be sober. But when I find a way for me to come up, the game's over. The game's over. The game's over. All we really want is to be equal. This is my story of good versus evil. Easy come, easy go, bitch. Let's get it.
It's your girl Rocksteady B playing all the best indie hits. Have you always been into hip hop?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, everyone that we grew up with was into music, but initially, like, I wanted to play kind of bass. Like, I was into rock a lot in addition to hip hop. But I just...
Okay, what kind of rock?
I wasn't trying to... Well, I wouldn't say that I had serious aspirations of being a rock musician, but I liked playing the bass. And I had a friend that played the guitar, and there was, he kind of taught me some stuff. But at the end of the day, I was way too into hip hop to not try to pursue that, So, and it all started with us just freestyling, not even trying to make songs, just rapping off the top of the head. It was Subs. Me, my homie Raymond, who is also known as the Stig. He actually helps us out with some beat stuff. And this other cat we used to kick it with, and basically we would just freestyle, and we weren't that great, or maybe we were, but we weren't given credit for it. I don't know, but skills developed, and eventually you kind of just want to move on to the next thing. So from freestyling, it was like, all right, let's actually make a song. And when I got up to UCSB, I met a producer named No, and basically, you know what I'm saying, like, that's how that Brand New Crime tape happened.
How did you and Subs meet, and how did substance abuse come to be?
So I've known Subs since 5th grade. He was always ahead of the curve in terms of, like, knowing what the dope hip-hop was before everybody else, knowing what the dope gear was before everybody else, and he taught me a lot of stuff about how to rhyme in terms of, like, you actually have to have bars. So when the first time, like, one of the first songs that we ever did, Fake Contacts, one version was on Brand New Crime. The newer version ended up on our first full album, Overproof. That was one of the first songs that we did together, though. And when we were talking about it, he's like, "Well, how many bars do you want?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" I didn't even know what that meant. He's like, "Come on, man! Like, you trying to be a rapper? You don't know what that means?" So he taught me a lot about it and how, you know, it's kind of like when we first started, cats would do these 24-bar verses, which now is like a marathon verse. Like almost everybody is 16 or below, but we almost did like every song like 24 bars. And you know, we just we you know what I'm saying? There was always a kind of mystical connection in the sense that when we had a song concept, like I'd be writing something, I'd be like, hey, you know, I have this idea for a song, and he's like, oh, that's weird. I've been writing about something that kind of fits along with that, or vice versa. And Subs is actually always really good at coming up with a song concept. He came up with the concept for Bridges. You know, the concept for Rear View with KRS, so he's really great at coming up with those concepts, you know, and I like it actually better when it's him kind of providing that framework. It helps me write better than if I try to come up with my own ideas, you know.
Right. So you guys have a system going on.
You could say it's a sort of a mystical system, yeah.
It's a substance system.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you guys for keeping in with us. And, you know, if anybody has any questions for substance abuse, I just want to plug this, 929-477-2458. Don't be scared to call in with your questions for substance abuse, because they are here now. Well, Eso Trey and his homeboy is here, so, but that's okay. So, growing up, what were some of your musical influences?
Gotta say, you know,
this was growing up.
The big two influences, I think, actually there's so many, but De La Soul, you know, Organized Confusion are two that I think we took a lot from. We listened to Gangstar, Brand Nubian on the West Coast, Far Side, Hieroglyphics, Saphir, Alcoholics, the whole Fellowship Camp, you know, the Project Blow, Good Life Dudes. And we also liked, you know, like a lot of like West Coast gangster rap, you know, like Compton's Most Wanted, E40, Short, you know. So we were open-minded about a lot of stuff. And I think that our style really was always a combination of both coasts, you know, like both of us have families, you know, from the East. You know, my dad's from New York. And, you know, basically, you know, we grew up on East Coast hip-hop, but we're from L.A., so, you know, we always kind of had a sound that was a blend of both coasts. And it's like we always kind of aimed for that.
And it definitely shows in your music, the fusion, because it doesn't sound like East Coast or West Coast. Like, when you listen to your music, it doesn't sound like that. And
yeah, we like the ambiguity of it, you know, like cats don't know where we're from and stuff like that. And you know, it's good. It says we don't get prejudged on the basis of like they're from New York or they're from L.A. or they're from wherever, you know what I mean?
Right. And by you coming from the West Coast, do you feel like any pressure to have a West Coast sound?
I mean, I think that the rappers that were around, that like when we were coming up, like for example, like Pharcyde is a great example. You know, they're clearly, I mean, they were a lyrical jazz-based hip-hop group, and they were from L.A. So, you know, that kind of gave us a big impetus. You know, same with Freestyle Fellowship, is that lyrical cats that had this jazz kind of bass, you know, it gave us, like, the kind of window or, like, into, like, you know, okay, like, L.A. dudes can do this too. You know, it doesn't have to just be, you know, about, you know, the G-Funk or whatever, which is dope too. You know, I think that there were enough rappers that were using jazz and that were jazz-based that it made us feel comfortable coming out with that kind of music.
Okay, so we're going to get into one of your songs called Bridges. And this is Bridges. All right? Keep it locked on Beta Beat Radio.
Building bridges that spread out like prisms, reflective and see-through, while others in prison share walls. It's not equal. Run by devils to see shares and not people. Want to keep you in the system, watching trauma like drama with the popcorn and Twizzlers. But I'm chill, rather trade it for a beer and a vape pen. I hope you hear what I'm saying, cause I ain't playing. No matter how hard the pill or sour the drug is, there's no excuse for being counterproductive. Caught in a vacuum, and you power the suction, trying to clean up the mess, but you're out of a dustbin. To grow we need light, but don't leave out the loving, cause we gotta get over before we go under. You wanna cross the bridge, but you ain't got the toll. You wrote some bars to spit, but you ain't got the soul. You like to talk and grip, but you ain't on a roll. You like to cause some chicks, but you ain't got the dough. You wanna flaunt some chips, but you don't have the green. You wanna block the bridges that help people to compete. You want the Glocks and clips, but the slug ain't in your jeans. You wanna bark that bitch for building bridges. They all wanna get over, it's all the same. Some like to draw it out, stopping the lanes and get the falling down. Don't forget that part of the game, but many just like to cross it and instead of the flame. Now ain't it a shame? It's a common gap in rap. All the generations that is handicapped, perhaps the ones who paved the road in gold still have to pay the whole toll one way or another. It's facts. We lack pulling it more together even though we need to. The great divide, something that we can see too. But I promise you I will never leave you abandoned. I stand in unity with the people. Bridge the sides old and the young and the people that sleep up under it from lightning and thunder. When the stomachs are still rumbling, they all wanna fight. Just scrapping for crumbs cause they cannot get a bite. It's sad. On the other hand, I ain't even mad. Get it? How you living like I live in the lab. They show me love, I take it like it's all you can grab. And then I give it right back cause it's all that I have. You wanna cross the bridge, but you ain't got the toll. You wrote some bars to spit, but you ain't got the soul. You like to talk and grip, but you ain't on a roll. You like to cause some chicks, but you ain't got the dough. You wanna flaunt some chips, but you don't have the green. You wanna block the bridges that help people to compete. You want the Glocks and clips, but the slug ain't in your jeans. You wanna bark that bitch for building bridges is a thing. From Generation X to millennials, we tend to build the bridges that some never will. Divisions made us seldom real. The baby boomers boom us to be kids that use our mental skills. Don't give in to these imbeciles. We listen to the seven still. Be wary of the man who's got a bridge he wants to sell you, or a wall he wants to build. That's a recipe for failure. To evade the traps that lay, it seems we must be swift like Taylor, whether prison or a jailer. Where all people keep the trailer to the movie known as Life, where they leave out all the sadness. Building bridges is our tactic. No stagecraft for theatrics. The fascists like to burn them, but that's saying down with that. We cross the bridge and we come to it. Well, it's here, you better act because it pulls it down. Like Chris Christie, kinda risky to be on the bridge, but it's the only way to dodge the blitz. We don't be swayed by fraud or misdeeds. Where they charging bridge fees, where they flossing bitches, cause there ain't no cost for entry. You wanna cross the bridge, but you ain't got the toll. You wrote some bars to spit, but you ain't got the soul. You like to talk and grip, but you ain't on a roll. You like to cause some chicks, but you ain't got the dough. You wanna flaunt some chips, but you don't have the green. You wanna block the bridges that help people to compete. You want the Glocks and clips, but the slug ain't in your jeans. You wanna bark that bitch for building bridges is a thing. I'm on, I'm blessed. I drip when I dress. She sent a text. She wanna be next. So come chill, baby. It's a done deal, baby. Come chill, baby. Come chill, baby. Done deal, baby. Yeah. So come chill, baby.
deal, baby. Come chill, baby. Come chill, baby. It's done deal, baby. Done deal, done. We're the real one. Came from nothing, now we up. See me making millions. In my city, it was rough. Had to make that income. Show 'em I was serious to make a real run to the top. Always on surveillance for the ops. I can't flop. Constant motivation, I can't stop on my block. Like a fire hydrant, I green box. Pull up in a 66 Chevelle with the knock. Devil can't convince me I'ma fail, cause I'm not. Just invited 50 bitter dips to the schmop. All she wanna do is shimmy ya, shimmy ya. I be in my zone, let me rock, cause I got it. She wanna post at the trap for a week, it's no problem. It's no problem. We put on a show cause they watching. I'm on, I'm blessed. I drip when I dress. She sent a text. She wanna be next. So come chill, baby. It's a done deal, baby. Come chill, baby. Come chill, baby. Done deal, baby. Yeah. So come chill, baby. It's a done deal, baby. Come chill, baby. Come chill, baby. It's a done deal, baby. Yeah.
Fresh gear, I'm on the admin. New swagger, cause I'm a bad man. What's good? Cause I'm coming through. Tell your girlfriend, it's whatever, boo. Got the cash, let me see you move the body. Work for it, show me that you really want it. Ain't got no one, but I got 100, baby. Not gon' lie, girl, the way you do is crazy. You plus me equal a whole lot of fun. Got another bottle, cause the night ain't done. I like it when you do it, when you drop it like that. I never seen a girl who could do it like me. You do it down low, down low. Get your ass down to the floor, to the floor. Jiggy with it, baby, like a pro, like a pro. Let me see you, baby. Work the body, work the body, work the body, girl. Work the body, work the body, work the body, girl. Down low, down low. Get your ass down to the floor, to the floor. Jiggy with it, baby, like a pro, like a pro. Let me see you, baby. Hey, hey. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it down low, down low. She's a bad girl, I'ma make it rain. I got the cash flow to make them go insane. I'm your man, girl, them other guys are lame. They can do it like I do when I do. You plus me equal a whole lot of fun. Got another bottle, the night ain't done. I like it when you do it, when you drop it like that. I've never seen a girl who could do it like that. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it down low, down low. Down low.
Dressing sharp in that birthday suit. Hope you brought a rubber blazer, cause I got on rainbows. And Vicky's secret, I let her tell you. Ain't gotta pull her to the side, cause we edible. Dinner's ready, welcome back. Say hello, kitty, cause I'm a wildcat. And the only thing playing is that music. In the background, know you want me face down with the bubble up. That bubble soft. See you undressing with your eyes, but my clothes are off. Fresh out of towel, but I'm into noise. You good at arousal, you could be my towel boy. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel, please. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel, please. A shower fiend, be feeling kinda dirty. Morning love, I know it's kinda early. We want food first, breakfast in bed. Rinse your mouth, wet your face, use the shower head. Water running, I feel the steam, homie. No water fight, splashing only. Hit every spot, promise I won't get upset. Go ahead and get my curls messy, get that doobie weird. Sweet as candy, baby, I'm licorice. Start with the toes and follow the drip. Fresh out of towels, but I'm into noise. If you good at arousal, you could be my towel boy. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel, please. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel, please. Dripping wet, oh, soaking wet. Baby, you could be my towel, my towel, my towel boy. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel, please. When I step up out the shower, looking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Looking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me dripping, wrap me in your towel.
And it's your girl Rocksteady B playing all the best indie hits. Call in 929-477-2458. We have It's Okay from Substance Abuse on the line. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo, yo.
Now, you've been here with us for a while. There's a lot of questions that I have. We don't have enough time, but can you name your top 4 rappers?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's always tough. But I must say, right from the gate, Nas, Pasta Noose from De La Soul. De La Soul, both of them are in my top 5. But, I love them equally. So I would say Pasta and Trugoy from De La Soul. Top 5, throw Rakim up in there.
Only 4.
Top 4, all right. You know what? I'm going to say...
You got Nas, Pasta Noose, and who else?
Nas, Pasta Noose.
Rakim.
Trugoy, Rakim. That's 4.
That's 4.
Wait,
are y'all
both, is this both, can y'all both do just separate? Because it seems like one is interfering with the other. So both of you guys can do your both separate top 4 because I don't want any interference.
Okay. All right, I hear that. All right, my top 4 then, I'm going to just say Nas, Pasta Noose, Trugoy, and Kool G Rap, actually.
Ooh, that's good.
That's my top 4.
Okay, and next.
Nev, top 4 real quick.
Oh, man, my
next,
top 4.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would
top
say
4.
I'm gonna definitely say Saphir is one of my favorite rappers, so I'm gonna throw him out there. Mike and 9 from Freestyle Fellowship. man, I got to throw in Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan, and probably this is a really tough one. Yeah, I would throw Nas up in there too myself. Definitely.
Okay, so definitely no East Coast, West Coast rivalry there. Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not.
So you guys, like, coming up in the 90s with hip-hop, what do you feel about the whole Biggie and Tupac beef?
I think that it's really unfortunate. It spiraled out of control.
Right now?
This is Esso.
Okay.
I think that it was really unfortunate. It spun out of control. You had two cats that were talented, and I think that, you know, it's a tremendous, like, tragedy. And I think also it's like, when you look at all the beefs that have been reconciled because cats were actually able to survive, because neither of those cats, you know, the way they died, you know, it's not like they died at each other's hands. You know what I mean? It's like they died due to other, you know, people kind of that were tangentially involved and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if they had lived through it, I think they would have reconciled at some point. They would have seen that they were both bigger individuals than that, you know? So at the time, you know, where we were coming from and the type of hip-hop we like, I hate to say the term underground hip-hop, but whatever, we didn't even, that whole East Coast, West Coast beef thing was kind of like we were like perplexed by it, like, because we were like, you know, we got cats from New York performing out in L.A., and I'm going to see their shows, you know what I'm saying? So that we don't really understand that beef except how it exists in the mainstream media and how they were feeding off of it, you know, and contributing to it. So, you know, I mean, from a point of view of like a b-boy or like somebody that was really into hip-hop, the whole East Coast, West Coast beef was just kind of like, it was really contrived, you know what I mean? And a lot of people suffered needlessly because of it. And you had two great artists that, again, they didn't die at each other's hands. They were getting at each other on wax, but neither of them were responsible for the other one's death, you know what I mean? So if they had survived, I definitely think they would have reconciled and seen that you know, their potential was really far beyond that, and it was you know, that beef was beneath both of them.
It is unfortunate. And do you have any advice for people who want to be in the rap game? Well, A, this is a two-part question. How long have you been in the music business? And B, what advice do you have to up-and-coming people that want to be in the business?
I've been probably in the game, I would say, about 20 years now. I would say that,
so y'all need to listen to him.
I would just say this much, you know, like, the default attitude of everybody is skepticism. There's going to be a lot of people that don't believe in what you're doing. The important thing is that you believe what you're doing, and that's tough even for people that have been around for a while doing it, you know? The other thing that younger artists are going up against, you know, is the whole social media follower phenomenon where it's like, well, or the views on YouTube type of deal where it's like you put up a video and it gets 500 views, and then you see some god-awful song that has 500 million views, and you're just like, well, why, you know, is that really, you know, do I need to do stuff like that, or maybe I'm not as good as that dude or whatever? And I say this for myself as well, but don't get sucked into that hype, because the internet is fake reality to a certain extent. It creates a lot of phony, like, people are puffing a lot on the internet. So don't let that kind of dissuade you from doing what you need to do, you know. And you know, if you can really rap, you have a great advantage, because a lot of these dudes that are in the game, they can't really rap. They know how to make maybe a song that knocks, or a couple songs that knock. You know, they have some kind of, they linked up with the right producer, but there's not a lot of dudes that can really rhyme. So if you can rap, you know, you are right there, you got an advantage, you know. When we first started, there was so many rappers that were really good that it was harder, because you're like, well, if my whole focus is being lyrical, man, I got to keep stepping my game up, you know, which is a good thing. You felt that competition. Now it's like, if you actually hear someone that can rap, you're like, wow, like that's a rare thing now. So all I can say is, if you're starting off or whatever, you know, whatever your focus is, if you just want to make money, I totally respect that. If you want to be a cat who wants to make money and be an artist, that's cool too. If you just want to be an artist, that's cool. But whatever it is, just, you know what I'm saying, like, think about what you'd want to hear if you were listening to the radio, if you went on YouTube, or you were looking for new music. That's the best way to gauge how you're doing with your own. A lot of cats, they start making music, but they don't have any vision. You know, when substance abuse makes music, you know what I'm saying, we have a vision for the kind of music we want to put out there, you know. Whether some people like it or don't, that we have a vision. What I think happens with a lot of cats that are starting off is they don't have any real vision about the kind of music they want to be like. They don't have anything that they're holding it up against. Like, you know, I want to have the feeling I got when I listened to Tribe Called Quest or something like that. Instead, it's just kind of like, I'm going to make a beat and I'm going to rap over it. That's not really that captivating, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. So up next, we want to play a game called Either Or, okay?
All right.
So I'm going to say two things, like red or black, and you say black or red, you know, whichever one you want, okay? It's not too long. It's not too hard. It's not too hard. I know that I know the things that you don't want to talk about, so it's not gonna be that hard, okay?
Is it about just choosing one thing over another?
Yeah, choosing one thing or the other.
Okay.
It's simple. Cardi or Nicki?
Nicki, just because I don't know enough about Cardi.
Okay. Beef or pork?
I'm a vegetarian, but beef.
Okay. Oh, you're a vegetarian. That's great. Okay. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers, easily.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Dark liquor or light liquor?
Dark.
Okay. Big hips or big ass?
That's a tough one. I don't know how to answer that.
So you got some help. You gotta consult with the teammates on this one.
Well, either answer makes you sound sort of like lecherous, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna decline to answer that one.
So you're not gonna answer?
No.
Well, do you have a girlfriend?
No, not currently. No. I'm just doing the Bumble Tinder thing, you know.
What?
You want to ask me Bumble or Tinder?
Do you want to say your Bumble or Tinder name?
How about you ask me either or Bumble or Tinder? I'll give you a quick answer on that one.
But do you want to give your name so that people can know?
I don't know.
No?
I mean, nah.
Well, it sounds like you don't want them to know. So, okay. I will just continue on. Okay, so you're educated. I know that. Kate Middleton or Meghan Markle?
It's kind of like I have no view on either of them, but I guess I'm gonna go with Meghan Markle because she acts in addition to being, royalty.
Oh,
so she has, she's multi-talented.
She was something before.
Not necessarily that she was something before. It's just that she has some sort of talent or skill that she does. Not to take anything away from Kate Middleton, but she does something besides, being a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like she actually has an art or a craft that she does. So I'll roll with her.
Right. I can feel that. I can dig it. Okay, so we are going to get into another song. I know everybody is enjoying this interview, but we have to play other people. So I'm going to get into OT Genesis, and this is Bay, his new song. All right, keep it locked. Bay to Beat Radio.
Hey, wah. Well, what you gonna do? Yeah, you can dress, but you still ain't cute. When I turn, my chain go jiggle-lang. A lot of hoes wanna set my digger-lang. I got a new outfit, and I stay with a tick. Parmesan house ranch, I'm ready to dress. Real street nigga, can't do wrong. Unpaid ticket in a Groupon. Fuck your baby mama, got no choice. Put a car seat in my Rolls Royce. Some of these hoes got no choice. Meat in the throat, that's no voice. I'm rich, I'm lit. A bitch gon' suck this dick. I'm fresh, I'm hood. I look good. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. Hey. Goddamn. My outfit look like God playing. You don't know another nigga that's lit like this. Watch change color when I lift my wrist. Mr. Motel 6, keep on them lights. Take a bitch on a date, fuck her that night. She got a boyfriend, like bye nigga. Good, I'm tryna be a side nigga. I'm handsome, I'm fly. I'm rich, that guy. I'm smooth, no lie. Girl, boo, you try. They say I look good, wanna hear it again. If nobody saw me in it, I'ma wear it again. Cause I don't give a fuck. I look good. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. I look like Bay. Hey.
And that was OT Genesis Bay, dirty version. Of course, it's your girl, Roxy B. If you have any questions for our guest, ESO Trey from Substance Abuse, call 929-477-2458. Thank you so much. So, we have ESO Trey online. And I want to know, have you met any celebrities while you were in L.A.?
Have I met celebrities while I was in L.A.? Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I've seen like at the Whole Foods by my crib, like I saw Steven Seagal. I saw DJ Quick. I said what's up to him. Alanis Morissette. It seemed like every celebrity that I've seen has been at the Whole Foods. I don't know why. In terms of cats that I've actually like chopped it up with, I mean, I can't. Nothing really comes to mind. You know what I mean? But you know, I think that's sort of a misconception about LA, that you're gonna have like celebrity sightings. I think most of these celebrities are kind of in the cut, you know.
Right.
You know, they don't want to. You know.
So are there any misconceptions that you want to? Because when people from, you know, I live in Florida. We have celebrities here. So.
Right.
But people who live in other places, like, what misconceptions do people have about people that live in LA?
Well, I think that the idea that everyone is trying to break into showbiz and be a celebrity, that stereotype has always been with LA. I think it's more consistent with reality now. I think that back in the day that you had like a counterculture and like a lot of people that really were not down with that whole celebrity, culture and materialism and so forth. And people, there's this. I think the idea that people from LA are super shallow, and you know what I'm saying, like, they're all about just kind of appearances and whatever. And there's people like that everywhere,
Right.
I think in LA, when you do make a connection with somebody, it's real because it's not easy. Everyone in LA is kind of on guard. No one in LA is like super friendly, and they're not like it's not like they're like, oh, what's up? And they're, I think, you go to other places, there's a little bit more of that kind of familial kind of vibe. But the positive side of that is that when you actually break through people's defenses, and you kind of get through all that, you can actually establish a relationship with somebody. It does matter, it's not just like a phony kind of friendship, So that was the experience I had growing up, Might not be around the nicest people all the time, but once you actually do break through that, you get kind of like that whole, you break through that wall, you get a more authentic kind of connection with somebody.
So basically the people, they have a wall. You have to go through that because they're not just going to be just friendly off bat. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Well, like, I used to live in the Bay in Northern California, and up there, and I love the Bay, but up there is like a little bit more like, well, if I'm homies with you, that makes me homies with your homie. You know what I mean? In LA, it's not like that. Just because I'm homies with you doesn't mean that I'm friends with your friends. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the difference that I saw. And people just, I'm gonna be real. Like, people when I was growing up, it didn't seem like everyone was that nice all the time. But at the same time, it's like when you actually earn someone's respect or trust, that meant that counted for something, as opposed to like just some phone, like kind of just easy come, easy go type of shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I definitely understand. I actually lived in California for 4 years, but that was in the early 90s during my teenage years. And how can, like, being raised in the hip-hop era, especially in the 90s, how did you not go from East Coast, West Coast? Like how did you just, like, not get into that beef?
Well, I mean, it's not like, I don't think anyone that I knew that was following hip hop had any animus towards the East Coast, because we all listen to East Coast hip hop. What we were able to separate ourselves from what was going on in the mainstream media. Now, I remember I was at a show in LA where J. Rue was performing, and, you know, there was a dude who was in front of me that was basically saying, you know, F the East Coast. He was yelling, and I was kind of like shocked to hear that, because I didn't really think that anyone that would be at a J. Rue show would care about that beef. But I remember J. Rue finally acknowledged this guy, and he was like, yo, I didn't make New York. You know what I mean? So that was his response, and the dude kind of stopped yelling at him or whatever. But it's kind of just like, it just seemed kind of silly to us. You know, like, I don't think, you know, I think it was just so hyped up by the media. If you were talking about the East Coast, West Coast beef, about, you know, I think Nebs would probably say the same thing. Like, if somebody started talking to you about that, you probably think they didn't really know about hip hop.
Yeah, I would definitely question it. I think maybe, and I don't know, you probably correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but like growing up out here on the West Coast, I think, you know, the one thing I've kind of gotten from, you know, growing up here and being out on the street with the people that I've known growing up, we didn't really concern ourselves with people from the East Coast like that. It was just, you know, we were influenced by their music, and it wasn't about beef. We didn't have beef like that, you know. I remember Mobb Deep coming out here and doing a show in Santa Barbara, and there was some beef that, like, blew off here, and some guns were fired and stuff like that. And I was like, this is wild, you know. Like, why is there bumping shots over here in Santa Barbara, you know, and it wasn't even East or West Coast related. It just, like, escalated that way somehow. I think growing up in the West, yeah. So, like, I think that was really just something that was perpetuated by the media, and I wondered to myself, you know, all the time, and even back then, like, how much of that personal beef that they actually had was perpetuated by the media instead of, like, being actual personal beef, you know. So, yeah, I think, you know, for me, I always just was highly influenced by the New York stuff. And when I heard, you know, Gang Starr, and when I heard Wu-Tang Clan, and when I heard Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and when I heard Nas, like, that stuff just made me jump. Like, I jived with it. And so it wasn't about, like, an East or West Coast thing for us, you know. And I think, you know, for myself, definitely when somebody would talk to me about that back in the day, saying, you know, what do you think about the East Coast, West Coast beef thing, I would just kind of laugh at it and shrug my shoulders a little bit, because I really didn't identify with it like that.
Okay, so when I lived in Southern California in the early to mid-90s, there was a DJ called DJ Theo. Do you guys remember him?
DJ Theo. Nah, I don't think I remember that name.
He was on 92.3 The Beat. No?
Oh, okay, yeah. I know the station. DJ Theo. What was the name of his show?
Oh, Theo. Yeah.
He was the Asian guy.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
He was the Asian guy. You guys don't remember him?
He was real tight with DJ Quick.
That's right. I think I remember.
What happened to him? Do you guys know?
No clue, DJ Theo. I have no clue what happened to that guy.
Did he just
I
drop off 92.3 The Beat? Like,
I don't know. He's not. I mean, I listened to 92.3. Or no, what is KD? KD is 93.5. I'm sorry. I'm getting my radio stations confused. I don't know what happened to that cat. Yeah, he wasn't on KD. I don't know what happened to that cat, to be honest with you. But I hope he's doing good, you know. That's a great question, though.
Yeah, I hope he's doing good too. Yeah, because he was like hot when I was in California. Like, he was hot. So, yeah. Shout out to DJ Theo and things like that. So what do you guys have going on now before we end this show? What is going on with you guys? What do you want us to know?
Substance Abuse is working on a new album. So that we're about to also put out Bridges on vinyl. We're going to be releasing a remix EP for Bridges.
Okay.
Some new beats, verses. Nev Supreme and myself got a project we're doing called Off the Wagon. You know what I'm saying? So we got a few things in the pipeline, and we ain't going nowhere, Cats want to just check out what we're doing, follow us on social media still, Instagram, Substance Abuse Hip Hop, Twitter, Subs and SO Trey. So, that's the best way to keep apprised of what we're doing and what's going on.
Just spell them out, because sometimes people don't, phonetically they can't figure it out. So
Definitely. So our Twitter is Subs, SUBZ, and AND, SOTRE, ESOTRE. Instagram is Substance Abuse Hip Hop. So, you just, and Facebook is the same.
Substance Abuse Hip Hop.
Exactly. And
right.
that's our actual website.
Know how to spell those.
Yeah, exactly. So Substance Abuse Hip Hop. There's our actual website as well. If you want links to our social media, and just follow us there. Keep apprised of what we're doing. But we definitely got some new music in the pipeline, and we ain't going nowhere.
Well, thank you so much for appearing on our show. And when you have that new music, will you please give it to us so we can premiere it for you?
Absolutely. Got some new stuff coming real soon.
All right. Looking forward to that. And looking forward to Subs actually appearing next time.
Yeah, he's a mysterious cat,
Yeah,
but we
he's a wild card.
We want to get him on more interviews and stuff. He's a real busy guy. You know what I'm saying? But that's the really foundation. Busy. Yeah, and then he you know what I'm saying, he's with us in spirit, and he'll definitely be on the next one.
Well, definitely. And I wish the best of luck to Substance Abuse. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Send us all your new music and anything that you have going on, okay?
All right.
Thank you for having us.
All right, no problem. Thank you, guys, and thank you all for listening to Data Beat Radio. Everybody who listens tonight, it's your girl Rocksteady B. We have Substance Abuse on here tonight. Thank you all for listening. Good night.